Here we go with a week delay of break number 670. It's a 12-13 Classic Signatures case break. Before you see a list of everybody involved in tonight's case break, all the teams in yellow, there are teams that do not have any hits. That's why they're in yellow and were not listed. We had one team that did finish up on eBay, and that was the Dallas Stars. Here you see the Dallas Stars ended April 18, 2015 at 10:29 p.m. We had a high bid of $27.09, and a high bidder on the Dallas Stars is Loco Twiggy. So the winners list is shown. The last auction ended has been shown. Here's our box of Classic Signatures. And let's get this out and get going. While I am doing this, you guys have seen, a few days now I guess, the product, Upper Deck Ice. What are your guys' feelings on that? Thumbs up, thumbs down? My personal opinion is I think the design totally vacuums. I've seen better year design ice rookie cards. But primarily my biggest pet peeve is with the Premier patches numbered to 10. Those are highly sought after, and they should have a ginormous patch window in them just like the SPX product did. These Ice Premiers to 10 have a very small patch window, and they really should have highlighted that in this product here. I think that was a terrible job by Upper Deck. As far as those Ice Premier to 10, should have had a way, way bigger patch window. That's my 2 cents anyway. All right. So here we go. Let's get going with Classic Signatures. Looking for those super short prints and the one-of-one cut signatures that do exist because I have pulled one. So here's our first box. 6 packs. And here we go. And our first autograph is for the Washington Capitals, Olaf Kolzig. Kolzig for the Capitals. Okay, time for you guys to come a little closer. All right. That's better. Olaf Kolzig for the Caps, Marie.Laurie. And a banner of Larry Robinson for the Canadians. The banners there. That game in Vancouver got a little feisty there yesterday, or a couple nights ago, whatever day it was. That's good old-fashioned hockey right there. 2 hits in a row for the Washington Caps, or I should say 2 autographs. Al Iafrate, autograph for the Washington Capitals. And for the Jets, Thomas Steen, banner. So I don't know what you guys are receptive to a case break of it or not, but I'll post one up over on the forum. And again, it's based by popularity for next week, so we'll see. For the Rangers, Nick, F-O-T-I-U, Fatu? I don't know. A guy named Nick for the Rangers, TK 6970. And Gilbert Perreault for the Buffalo Sabres, and I don't think I've been showing you guys these, but you've seen them before. Banner. $50K in fine. Now, I was over on NHL.com looking at the penalty minute summary, and I don't know if that was a mistake or what, but for the Chicago Blackhawks, we got Bill Gatsby. Hawks autograph for Chicago. And a Makita banner for the Hawks. Stan the man. But it was like, I saw like 2 game misconducts given to the same person. Is that possible? Is that possible to get a 2 game misconducts and 2 fighting majors against the same guy? Is that possible? Or was that just a mistake on the website? All right, here we go. We got a social signatures for the Boston Bruins of Jim Craig. Jim Craig for Beantown. And a banner for the Islanders, Mike Bossy. Tavares came through today in overtime. I got him in a little kind of playoff point contest thing. So with that goal, he earned me 2 points. Thank you, John Tavares. For the Blackhawks, Al Secord. Secord, Big Al, one of my favorite players from the 80s. Great line with him, Savard, and Steve Larmer. Neil Broughton retired banner for the Dallas Stars. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't understand it all too well, so I was just curious. Box number 2. And here we go. For the Florida Panthers, Scott Mellanby. Mellanby for the Panthers, and I think they only got one auto. If that was one of the $5 teams, they beat the odds. Scott Mellanby, autograph for the Panthers. And Dale Hawerchuk banner for the Jets. For the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, Stu Grimson. Grimson autograph for the Ducks. I'll give it to you guys one time. For the Ducks. And the Ray Bourque retired banner. Or this one is not. Yeah, it is. Retired in 2001. Oops, I didn't show you guys. I am sorry. Ray Bourque retired banners. For the Avalanche, a.k.a. Quebec Nordiques, Michel Goulet. Goulet for the Avs. Our first hit there from Milkman 92. Oh my God. The Oilers with the Connor McDavid raffle. Oh man, you talk about having a horseshoe up their rear ends for the past few years. It's just too bad that they got nobody over there that can develop that talent. Whew, my goodness. Here we go for the Chicago Blackhawks. Notable nicknames. Number to 50, Stan the Man Mikita. And I would expect the Blackhawks to do well in this case break for Hot Rod. The Hawks and the Flyers have the overwhelming majority of autos in this product. And a banner for the Yotes. You think McDavid's going to be traded before? You mean their draft pick, or they're going to draft him and then trade him? For the Buffalo Sabres, Pierre Turgeon. Turgeon for the Sabres. And that's G. Moore, 95-604. And a retired banner for the Kings, Dave Taylor. Pull a Lindros and force him to be traded. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess you got to look out for yourself, but that's kind of classless. When you say, hell no, I'm not going to play for you guys, so either you trade me or I'm just going to sit. For the Winnipeg Jets, Paul McLean. McLean for the Jets. Coyotes/Jets, however you want to call it in this product. PMAC. And the Rangers, Mike Richter banner. Less than 0 chance. That's pretty low then. Less than 0 chance they trade them. Box number tray. All right, first pack of the fresh box for the Vancouver Canucks. Cliff Ronning. Cliff Ronning autograph for the Nucks. PMAC with the Canucks. They got talent, they just don't have people there that can develop it, I'm thinking. Stan Mikita for the Hawks banner. Hot Rod with them Hawks. For the Hartford Whalers, Jeff Sanderson. They'll be going to the Hurricanes, I believe, to the 86. Almost positive. Whalers became the Hurricanes. Cam Neely for the Boston Bruins. Banner. Yeah, I remember that debacle with Lindros, and I don't know, man. Like I said, my opinion, I don't know, that's kind of a baby, kind of selfish. I'm not going to play for you. I'm taking my stick and going home. For the Winnipeg Jets again, Brian Mullen. Autograph. For Winnipeg. And a banner of Brian Leetch for the Rangers. For the Minnesota North Stars, Brian Bellows. Brian Bellows for the Stars. That was the team picked up on eBay by Loco Twiggy. And a banner for the Flyers, Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark. So, what do you guys think of Sidney Crosby? He had a couple of goals here in this last game. I still think that he's a better regular season player than playoff. For the Buffalo Sabres, we have an expansion autograph numbered to 100 of Craig Ramsey. Craig Ramsey for the Sabres. That is Gmore 95604. And a banner of Brian Trottier for the Islanders. Brian Trottier. Last pack for this box. For the Detroit Red Wings, Norm Ullman. Ullman for the winged wheeled guys from Detroit. And Bobby Hall banner for the Hawks and Hot Rod. And that is it for that box. Box number 4. All right, here we go. Pack number 1 there. Well, next weekend, guess what we're going to be doing after the regular break? Because this weekend, number 9 spot gets filled for the Cup. Next week, it's number 10, and we'll be able to do the Cup break right after the regular break next Sunday. Social signatures for the Hurricanes, Kevin Weeks. Kevin Weeks for the Canes. So we got that going on, and next week we'll have the Cup, box in hand, all that good stuff. Bobby Hall again for the Hawks. So that'll kind of be a little bonus break for the people that are in it. In it to win it. And for the Rangers, again, Nick, the guy that I can't pronounce, Fotiu. That guy for TK. And Islanders, Billy Smith banner card. Yeah, Lindros turned out to be a concussion case. And that's what I'm saying, that Sidney Crosby is one more hit to the head away from being the next Lindros. That's just my opinion. For the Blackhawks, Dirk Graham. Graham for the Hawks and Hot Rod. Fotiwa. I don't know how to pronounce the EW. Foti something. Brian Trottier banner for the Sabres. Next up, for the Chicago Blackhawks, Daryl Sutter. Daryl Sutter. Looks like the Kings players from news reports locked him out of the locker room after one of their losses towards the end of the season. Cam Neely for the Boston Bruins banner. It's kind of rough when you got 95 points and you can't make the playoff. That hurts. 95 points should get you into the postseason. That had to sting. For the Boston Bruins, Andy Moog. Auto for Beantown. Yep, true that. Absolutely, Tiger. That is just insane to have that many points and not make the playoffs. Brian Leach banner for the Rangers. You know, I was scratching my head thinking about that. How is that possible? And, you know, other years where I remember going way back, you know, teams with 80-something points are in the playoffs, all this and that. And it turns out that I figured out, you know, I mean, it makes sense to me now that when they went to that overtime format where if you tie at the end of regulation, everybody gets a point, and you guys play for the extra one, that's how these teams are accumulating so many points and not being able to make the playoffs. It's because of that everybody gets a point in a tie thing. Gary Leeman for the Leafs. I'm here yapping away. I don't think everybody's point total would be that high if they took away that everybody gets a point thing. Rangers, Rod Gilbert. And another box is done. Ace. Here we go. I would like to see one of those cut signatures again. That was pretty cool when I pulled it. Wasn't expecting it. Like to do it again. All right, here we go. Nick Kyprios for the Rangers. Ooh, what is your opinion on that? If they change it to 3-on-3, I think that's getting a little ridiculous. That's just my opinion. For the Jets, Thomas Steen, a banner. To go 3-on-3, that's just too crazy. I mean, hell, if you're going to do that, why don't you just, you know, make the entire game a shootout, you know? Poor goalies in a 3-on-3 situation, jeez. For the Philadelphia Flyers, Kelly Samuelson. Are you talking about 4-on-4 all the time? And Canadians, Larry Robinson, banner. Ooh, wow. 4-on-4 all the time? Are you going to shorten the roster then too? Are you going to shorten how many players a team can carry then? And we got a redemption. All right. This looks like it's for the Leafs. We got a classic combo duel. Card number 12, Doug Gilmour and Wendell Clark. I'm going to guess that is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gilmore and Clark. I'm sure somebody will confirm that for me. I'm guessing that's for the Leafs. Mike Bossy banner for the Islanders. And if it is a Leaf, that is going to be a nice hit for NT Horseman. For the St. Louis Blues, Bernie Federko. For them Blues. Who's got them Blues? Tiger number 8. And for the Sabres, Gilbert Perreault banner. That would put a lot of guys out of a job, that's for sure. If you had to cut, what, 30 teams and cut 5 players, you're talking about 150 people that are be out of the NHL. For the Hurricanes, Kevin Weeks. Autograph to Dow. Oh, definitely raised the talent level, that's for sure. Neil Broughton for the Dallas Stars. And what, Loco Twiggy with that? And last pack for box number 5. For the Buffalo Sabres, Mike Foligno. For the Sabres. And Patrick Waugh for the Canadians. Banner. And that is it for another box. Raise the talent level. Yes. Autos for Toronto. Check. They don't want to make the game shorter, just the overtimes. I don't know how. I'm sure there's a few of you that are older, like myself, and can remember back in the day when regular season games were played overtime until somebody won. That was back before they had ties. All right, box number 6. For the Islanders, Dwayne Sutter. Sutter for the Islanders, and Gracie, 61-25. And they didn't play 82 games, so they didn't have to worry about playing a game the very next night, you know, when they just did a double overtime or anything. Grant Fuhr for the Oilers. That was fun. Being out on a school night when your dad took you to the hockey game and in double overtime, and you usually had to be in bed. Well, I had to. I had to be in bed at 9 o'clock when I was a kid. That was my bedtime. And on rare occasions, you know, you'd go to the hockey game, and when it was double overtime and you're out that late, it was like the best thing in the world. For the Los Angeles Kings, Marty McSorley. Marty McSorley for the LA Kings. I don't think I called the Kings yet tonight. That is Moogwag. And Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Linden banner. Hot Rod, you might. I'll go on a limb and say that you just might remember that. You're in that age as me. Nice hit here for the, who do we got here? Boston Bruins. The Originals, number /100, Milt Schmidt. Milt Schmidt for the Boston Bruins. For Reno. And Ted Lindsay for the Detroit Red Wings. Banner. DeMagan's looking to buy that McSorley. Let the negotiations begin. All right. For the Los Angeles Kings, Dave Taylor. Dave Taylor for the Kings. And another King, Luc Robitaille banner. So if that next pack has a King's autograph, that's a hat trick. That'll be the first hit, the auto. So if this is a King's hit, that is a hat trick. And for the Philadelphia Flyers, Ed Van Impe. So that breaks up the rush and the hat trick opportunity for the Kings. And for the Rangers, Rod Gilbert again, banner. That was 15 when they went to more than 6 teams. St. Louis in 1966. For the Chicago Blackhawks, Steve Grandpa Larmer. So you got 2/3 of that line here in this case so far. You got Secord and Larmer. We get the Savard, and you'll have the entire line. Banner for the Calgary Flames, Al McInnes. And that is it for that box. On a side note, just off the wall here, I'm kind of frustrated with Amazon.com. I have been out of those 15-count plastic snap hinges that I ship out cards in. And I ordered a couple of more cases from Amazon. And the description is a 15-count case. Should be 100 pieces in the case. I ordered 2 cases of them. $53 or something was the total. And they've sent me the wrong order twice. They keep sending me 2 individual 15-count holders and not 2 cases. And here we go. We got it. The Savard, Secord, and Larmer line for the Hawks. So you do have the line, the complete line. Serge Savard for the Canadiens. The Savard, Secord. No, I get them delivered. It's just that they're not shipping me 2 cases for a total of 200 pieces. They're shipping me 2 individual plastic cases. 2 individual 15-count cases for $53. That's what they keep sending me. And the Hawks just keep on rolling with the Panger. Darren Pang. You didn't get your package yet? Is that what you're saying, NT Horseman? For the Canucks, banner of Marcus Naslund. Anybody else waiting on packages? I have nothing left here to be shipped. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about sending out packages. For the Flyers, Ron Sutter. I got everything out. I am holding back nothing. And Gordie Howe for the Detroit Red Wings. And we got here 3 more packs left. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, Russ Courtnall. Russ Courtnall for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Pierre Pilote for the Chicago Blackhawks. Banner. For the Vancouver Canucks, King Richard Brodeur. And I loved these Vancouver uniforms. Those things were awesome. Brodeur and Jari Kurri banner for the Oilers. Well, I don't know if it'd be worth the shipping. I mean, it cost me $25 to get a case of 100 of them. I mean, I don't know if you would ship me back a handful of them. I don't know if it'd be worth the money spent on shipping. All right, we have a social signatures for the Los Angeles Kings, Jimmy Fox. Jim Fox, social signatures for LA and Mugwag. And banner, Mike Gartner for the Washington Capitals. And that is it for that box. 5 more boxes to go. How many do you figure you got there, Hot Rod? For the Hartford Whalers, Pat Verbeek. Verbeek for Hartford, Carolina. And LA Kings, Marcel Dion. Yeah, 25 would be worth it. Yeah, I'll take them. I'll pay for the shipping. Maybe I can swing you some Carters or something like that in return for the effort. Pay for the shipping. Yeah, if it's a hefty amount, cool, but yeah, like 4 or 5 probably ain't worth it. For the Philadelphia Flyers, we have an expansion autograph, number 27 of 50 of Bill Barber. Here we're getting some oddball or rare autos in this product. Bill Barber for the Flyers. And PMAC. And Phil Esposito banner for the Boston Bruins. For the Minnesota North Stars, Dave Gagne. Gagne for the Stars, logo Twiggy. And Harry Howell for the Rangers. Thank you very much, Hot Rod. I appreciate that. And yes, you know, we'll work something out. I will take care of you on it. Also, you too, Reno. For the St. Louis Blues, Richie Sutter. From the famous Sutter family. And Tiger number 8. And Marcus Naslund banner for the Canucks. Alright, I want to see one of those really super short print autos pop out now. We're due for a jaw dropper. Ken Linseman, Kenny the Rat. Linseman for the Boston Bruins. And Bobby Hall for the Winnipeg Jets. So we got him in the Hawks, and we got him for the Jets in this product. And last pack. For the Red Wings, Chris Draper. Chris Draper for Detroit. And a banner of Jean Beliveau for the Montreal Canadiens. And 4 boxes left. Alrighty then. Here we go. For the Chicago Blackhawks, Doug Wilson. Doug Wilson for the Hawks. And Thomas Steen for the Jets banner. Winnipeg, Phoenix. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, Errol Thompson. Too bad his last name wasn't Flynn. Errol Thompson for the Leafs. N.T. Horseman. And Larry Robinson again for the Habs of Montreal. For the Hartford Whalers, Dave Tippett. Autograph. Dave Tippett for the Hartford Whalers. Goes there. Mike Bossy for the Islanders. Bossy for the Islanders and the banner. Buffalo Sabres, Craig Ramsey. Remember Craig Ramsey. Patrick Waugh for the Canadiens. Patrick Waugh. Oh, what do we got here? We got an inaugural Inks numbered 4 of 91 for the New York Islanders, Dennis Potvin. Dennis Potvin, inaugural Inks. Nice hit there for Gracie. And Neil Broughton banner for the Stars. Rest in peace. Who died? Who did I miss? Errol Thompson? I'm pretty sure he'd probably be gone by now. For the New York Rangers, Harry Howell. I remember calling his name already, but I think it was for a banner. Here's the autograph. Harry Howell for the Rangers. And Glenn Anderson for the Oilers banner. Oh, Jean Beliveau, yeah. Yes, sir. 3 more boxes to go. And here we go. For the Philadelphia Flyers, John LeClair. John LeClair for the Flyers. For the Avalanche, Patrick Waugh. So we got Waugh with the Canadiens and the Avalanche. For the Flyers again, Reggie Leach. And a banner for the St. Louis Blues of Bernie Federko. For the Los Angeles Kings, Rogie Vachon. Vachon auto for the LA Kings. And Ron Francis for the Hurricanes. All right, Leafs. What's the A about? I'm not understanding. For the Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Linden. Linden for the Canucks. And Ray Bourque for the Boston Bruins. Couple more packs here in this box. Oh, we got a couple of autographs here. First, for the Red Wings, Red Kelly. Red Kelly for Detroit. And for the Rangers, Rod Gilbert. Rod Gilbert for the Rangers. And banner of Dennis Potvin for the Islanders. Last pack here. Two autographs again. This is Rod Brind'Amour for the Philadelphia Flyers. Brind'Amour for the Flyers. And for the St. Louis Blues, Curtis Joseph. Joseph for the St. Louis Blues, Tiger number 8. And Bill Barber banner for the Flyers. Cujo. Alrighty. 2 boxes left. Here we go. Pack number 1. For the Islanders, Billy Smith. Billy Smith for the Islanders. Nice Gracie hit there. And Ron Francis again for the Hurricanes banner. Couple hits here, guys. First, for the Sabres, Gilbert Perreault. And a very nice, clean, legible autograph. Nice there. Gilbert Perreault for the Sabres. And for the Philadelphia Flyers, an inaugural inks, numbered 48 of 87, Bobby Clarke. Bobby Clarke for the Philadelphia Flyers. Nice hit there for PMAC. And Ray Bourque banner for the Bruins. For the Winnipeg Jets, Dale Hawerchuk. For the Coyotes/Jets. And Dennis Potvin for the Islanders on the banner. For the Flyers, Dave Schultz. Big Dave Schultz for the Flyers. And another Bernie Federko banner for the Blues. All right, a couple of hits here for the Flyers. Tim Kerr. Tim Kerr for Philadelphia. This is for the Bruins, Gary Cheevers. Gary Cheevers for the Boston Bruins. And a banner of Patrick Waugh for the Avs. All right, last box. All right, here we go. Pack number 1. Oh, hello. Number 95 of 97. Inaugural inks for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux. Now that's a sweetie. Mario Lemieux for the Penguins and Bummer Boy. And Cornwire, I think I'm pronouncing that kind of close, for the Canadians. That is going to make Bummer Boy very happy. And I was kind of glad too, because he's been taking it on the chin the last few breaks, taking the Avalanche and the Cup and another Avalanche and a big break there, and I'm pretty sure he got shut out in both of them. All right, for the Washington Capitals, Craig Berube. Craig Berube. So, some good karma going Bummer Boy's way. Cornwire. I love my pronunciation lessons. Don't get me wrong, I really do. And a banner for the Yotes, Keith Tkachuk. Too bad that wasn't the last pack. What the hey? Whatever. For the Winnipeg Jets, Bob Cesna. For the Coyotes Jets, Cesna. And Joe Sakic for the Avalanche. Joey Sakic for the Avalanche. That was close. Cesna. For the Stars, Daryl Sador. Sador for the Stars. And Pat LaFontaine banner for the Sabres. Two packs to go. This is for the Rangers, Anders Hedberg. Anders Hedberg for the Rangers. And a banner of Mark the Moose Messier for the Oilers. And coming out with our last pack, for the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, Guy Hebert. Guy Hebert for the Ducks. And last banner is Billy Smith for the Islanders. Billy Smith. All right, move these out of the way. Last stack of base cards. Wrappers. Oh. Dude, how the hell did that happen? How come nobody caught me on this? Reno, you're usually the guy. Somebody should have noticed that one pack wasn't open out of one of these boxes. So here is the last pack. And it is Trevor Linden for the Vancouver Canucks. Too busy watching hockey. Yeah. I don't even know how it got that far over to the left into the wrapper pile. And Mark Howe for the Philadelphia Flyers. And that is officially the last pack of the break. Wow. I don't know how the heck that happened. But we got it. Alright. Now, good news is there's no cards to random. I love that. But we do have another spot to give away in the cup. So let's get all the cameras where they need to be. Alright. So over to random.org we go. And let's get the list of teams. All teams except the Stars. The Stars were sold on eBay. Copy. And list randomizer. And paste. Alright, let's do a slow scroll here. Bring that up just a little bit. That bottom camera can see everything. Alright. We got Avalanche, Blackhawks, Blues, Bruins, Canadiens, Canucks, Capitals, Coyotes, Devils, Ducks, Flames, Flyers, Hurricanes, Islanders, Kings, Leafs, Oilers, Panthers, Penguins, Rangers, Red Wings, and the Sabres. That is it. I'm going to random the list 3 times. The team on top, or the owner thereof, is in for the cup. So here we go, random number 1. And it is the Leafs on top. Down to the bottom. Number 2, the Philadelphia Flyers. And down to the bottom. Our third and last time for the 9th spot in the cup goes to the Chicago Blackhawks. And let's scroll all the way down. And there is the timestamp, and it says the list has been randomized 3 times. So Hot Rod is in for the cup, and he is also a 2-time winner. So congrats to you, Lynn. We got 3 people that are 2-time winners. We got Hot Rod, Reno, and Cuss 0384. Congrats to you. Yeah, Hot Rod had a very good night. All right, I am going to, sign off on the recorded portion of the video. Thanks everyone for your lightning fast payments, including the one guy on eBay, Loco Twiggy. Stay tuned for what's going to be broken next Sunday night live. Check the forum, hawksfan67.proboards.com. Until the next break, thanks everyone. Take care.